Yeah. So, good evening, students. So, first of all, I would like to welcome you all to this session of Gateway to PSU. In Gateway to PSU, these days GATE examination has become very popular because of public sector unit companies recruiting through GATE exam. What are we going to do in this session is very simple. We will divide our session this way. Initially, I want that I will be speaking basically in the beginning on multiple types of jobs like government job, public sector job, government plus public, state government plus public, all these kind of jobs we'll talk about. We'll try to understand what is this job. And then we will talk about the multiple government jobs. Then we'll talk about multiple public sector unit jobs. Then we'll talk about what are the different salaries of public sector unit jobs. What are the latest application that has come for public sector unit companies. Then we'll talk about some cutoff marks. And then finally we will conclude as to how we should score in GATE to get into public sector. Now during the session, you will get doubts. I am going to take your questions at the end of the session. I am going to take the questions at the end of the sessions. I want you people to patiently listen to the session. You have all the doubts, kindly write it down. And the moment we start the questionnaire session, after half an hour or 45 minutes, I will answer each and every questions. Right? So patiently, you need to understand and think what is going on. Now let me introduce myself here. Who am I? My name is Nitin. What am I doing with the GATE Academy? I handle the entire academics. I take care of the content, I take care of the faculty training, I take care of the test series, I take care of motivating students across the country. We do a lot of events and we have been doing this since 2009. The GATE Academy started in 2009 with a vision that even a poor candidate, a candidate who is not good in academics, can get good marks in GATE. This was the vision. And why this vision was very clear, because I myself has been a very poor, academically poor student. I didn't do well in my 12th, I didn't do well in my engineering, I got below 60% in my engineering, but I got a very good rank of 9, All India rank 9 in GATE in the year 2004. I am a graduate from IISc Bangalore and I am here to guide you as to why you should take up GATE examination. Right? So let me start now. Now, the first thing here is, yes, classification of government jobs in India. Now look at this slide very carefully. You need to understand this. Here, there are multiple types of government jobs in India. Like there are central government jobs, there are public sector undertaking jobs, there are state government jobs, there are jobs where state government and public sector combined together comes. Now let me explain you a little bit in detail what is a central government job. Central government job is very simple. A job where the owner is the government, is the central government. There is no co-owner. There is no co-owner. There is no co-owner in case of direct central government jobs. What are the examples of such kind of jobs? The examples are very simple, like MES, Military Engineering Services, IES, Indian Engineering Services, public service, UPSC, ISRO, Indian Space Research. Yeah, ISRO was in news in recent days. They have done a splendid job. They are not directly central government company. Now, this is one type of a job. They conduct their entrance examination. You need to crack that entrance exam. And once you crack that entrance examination, there is an interview conducted. You qualify that interview, you get the job. This is one section of central government jobs. Now, the second is the public sector undertaking jobs. What is the public sector undertaking jobs? The jobs which are there in public sector unit companies, PSU. The most critical thing, very important thing for us, PSU. Now, PSU jobs here is nothing but the jobs which are there available in the companies like, ONGC, IOCL, PDIL, HPCL, BPCL. These are some companies. These are called public sector unit companies, oil companies, where the owner is, there are two people who are the owner of the company. One is the government and the second one is public, general public. These two are the owners of PSUs. These two are the owner of the PSU. So such kind of companies are called public sector unit companies. Right? Now, we'll talk about I get a question here that please guide us on how to manage the PSU interviews. We will talk on that as well. Now, state government jobs. There are lots of state government jobs that comes every year. Every year there are a lot of state government jobs that come. State government jobs are like, PWD, Electricity Board, Health Department, Electricity Department, Water Department. Every state has a lot of engineering jobs. A lot of students take up those entrance. They conduct their own entrance examination, and then once you crack it, then again interview, and once you clear the interview, you get the job. So that is state government jobs. Because who is the owner of that? The owner of such jobs are state government. You are reporting to the state government. When you are employed, you are reporting to the state government. Now another type of organizations are there where state government and public sector and public together comes up together and makes companies where state government plus public together are the owners. Together, state government plus public, both are the owners. Like sugar mills. The typical example is sugar mills in every state. There are many sugar mills are private, many sugar mills companies are owned by government as well as public. So I'm explaining you these things because it will give you a good idea to understand what kind of jobs are available in the country. Now, the most important part is here is what are these companies? Yes, what are these companies? So let me go to the next slide here where we talk about central government jobs. So these are some companies, like Railway Recruitment Board, BESCOM, HASCOM, MRPL, JNU, HAL, DGBCL. These are some companies which are directly into central government. And if you see the number of vacancies, the companies which are marked in red here, the companies which are marked in red, they are nothing but companies which are having maximum number of vacancies. Huge number of vacancies are there. So, you can see there are some companies which gives you an idea, and the most important part is the last dates. The last dates of application. You can write down, you might have missed few, and I'm sure you must have applied at a lot of locations, but there are a lot of places where you are still having time to apply. Where do you get the notifications? Please go to Employment News online platform. E-employment news is available. Go there. Each and every vacancy, either it is state government or it is national government, these kind of jobs, vacancies always come. So what are those? Where do you get the information of these government companies or these government jobs? Employment news. Employment news. You go and find out employment news and you will get it, these kind of information. Next. Now, there are some more companies here, who are having huge number of vacancies like Odisha, OPSC, KPSC, Karnataka. These are all central government companies. I want you to apply here. Each and every citizen of this country is eligible for such kind of jobs. Right? Now you see here dates also. There are certain dates where it is still open and you can still apply at these locations. Okay. Now, let me go to the next slide here. State government jobs. I have picked some of the state government jobs. There are much more higher number of jobs available in the market. There are huge number of jobs which are there at the state level as well. So please never underestimate the state level jobs. You can see here post of junior engineers, very popular. I have written in Gujarat, but it is there in every state. These kind of positions. You see the position in tax department. You see the position in, education department, industry and commerce department, home department. You have vacancies in university departments. Engineers are eligible. Engineers are eligible. Now, what I want is, I want you two people to have your head up. What I want you people to have your ears open, your eyes open. There are more than 10,000 vacancies that come every year, and we don't apply there. We don't apply to these locations. Why we don't apply? Because we don't have information. Why we don't have information? Because we don't have belief that we have so many vacancies at state government level also. The salaries are very exciting. It's very encouraging. Though it is very less than PSU, though it is lesser than central government, the highest paying jobs are there in public sector unit jobs. We are going to talk on that. Highest number of salaries there. I want you people to also apply for state government jobs. Right? Now, something important related with GATE. Something that you need to understand here. What I want you to understand is, how will a GATE preparation help you to get into this state government and central government jobs? The funda is very simple, guys. The funda is very simple. Funda is, suppose this is the GATE syllabus. Suppose this is the GATE syllabus. And this is your state government, central government syllabus. So this is your GATE syllabus and this is your state government, central government syllabus. Now you see there is a huge intersection. There is a huge intersection. I am seeing a lot of questions that you are asking, what is the minimum marks I should get into PSUs? I will talk on that. You give me, you need to understand this first here. I will talk in detail. You need to understand here that if I prepare for GATE exam, then my almost 70 to 80% of my syllabus is done. It is same. 70 to 80% of the syllabus is same. That is why GATE is so popular. Even if you are preparing for GATE, even if you are not getting so much of marks to get into PSU, still with the preparation of GATE, you can get into state and central government jobs. Why? Because the syllabus is same. Okay? Now, let me show you some public sector unit companies here. Now, public sector unit companies, list of PSUs. There are a huge number of PSUs available in this country. You can see the PSU is Air India chart, aviation industry, chemical industry, fertilizer industry, in civil industry, the coking coal limited, oil industry, gas industry, huge number of industries are there. And there are a lot of companies who are there in R&D nature. Now, how do I get into these jobs? Now let me first show you some of the more list of these companies. This is again cotton industry is there. I can see Gas Authority of India Limited, Hindustan Copper Limited, I see Hindustan Organic Chemical Limited, HLL, HMT, Hindustan Aeronautics, Fertilizer Chemical Corporation. Lots of companies are there here. Housing and urban development companies. These are all public sector companies are there. Huge number of public sector companies are there in the country. Now, if you see totally how many companies are there in the country where you are eligible to apply, where you deserve a job, where you should look for a job, where there are huge number of vacancies coming up, are 252. There are 252 public sector unit companies in this country. 252. What is a public sector unit company? The company which is owned by government as well as public. So there are co-owners. Now, there are 252 companies. Last year, if you see through GATE, last year, 34 companies were there. No, 34 companies. Yes, 34 companies were had recruited through GATE. They are saying that we will recruit our engineers through GATE. Now, I want to know that, no, there is a person asking, all the companies won't be having vacancies, right? No, it's wrong. All the companies recruit engineers. But out of that 252 companies, last year, 34 companies has recruited engineers through GATE score. What is the meaning of this line? The meaning of this line is the GATE score, whatever you have, based on that they call you for interview. That is step one. And then on interview performance plus your GATE score, they do the recruitment. So, GATE score will get you interview call. How many companies? 34 last year. 34 companies. They recruited through GATE score. Now, what is happening is, there are, out of that 252 public sector unit companies, there are 63 companies who have applied. 63 companies who have applied for accepting. They have applied to the GATE authorities that we also want to recruit our engineers through GATE. What is the meaning I am saying? Right now there are 34 companies who call for interview, and based on our interview and gate score, they do recruitment. There are another 63 companies who are into pipeline, that in future they are going to recruit engineers in their company using gate score. Right? Now this information is very critical for people, especially who are taking up gate 15, because in gate 15 you can expect at least 40 to 45 companies recruiting through gate, and in case of for gate 16 students you can expect totally around 97 companies who are recruiting through gate. So one thing is very clear, guys, that if you want job into public sector unit companies in India, you need to get good gate score. You need to make sure that you perform well in the interview. Very critical, very important. Now let us get into the second phase. Let me talk about some salaries which will motivate you. The highest salary this year, these are the present information I am giving you. This is not the last year information. These are the latest information that I am giving you. The average salary per annum is 13.4 lakhs for power grid, MDPL 12.9 lakhs, IOCL 10.5 lakhs, ONGC it is paying you 15 lakhs, HPCL 9.4 lakhs. Now, what is the information I am giving here? The information I am giving here is very simple. Have a good gate score, prepare well for interview, and you get opportunity in minimum 34 companies this year, and in future 63 more companies. Now let's get little more deeper into this. Little more deeper is list of PSU jobs through gate as on date. As on date, list of PSU subjects that we need to prepare here. National Building Construction Corporation, who are eligible? Civil. What is the salary? Basic salary, This is a basic joining salary. 16,400 to 40,500. This is the basic salary. What is the eligibility criteria here? 60% in aggregate in engineering. This is what you need to get. 60% in your degree. 60% in your engineering degree you should have, and you will get an average salary here, the salary of 16,400 to 40,500. Now, Iron International Limited, mechanical, electrical, civil, and this is signal and telecom. Signal and telecom. In signal and telecom, EC will come, electronics and telecommunication will come, electronics engineering will come, different variation of electronics will come. What is the salary? 20,600, that is the basic range, to again 46,500. What is the engineering marks? 60% marks. Similarly, you see here NHPC, electrical people, Central Electronics Limited, mechanical EC people, Mazagon Dock, mechanical and electrical, Hindustan Petroleum, HPCL, very popular company, mechanical, electronics, electrical, civil and instrumentation. They pay very high. Now, what you need to understand is there are 8 companies I am showing you here. Who are these 8 companies? For this year, present year, they are saying that they will recruit engineers based on gate score. Yes, female candidates are allowed in PSU jobs. They are allowed. Now, if you see the next sheet here, the next slide talks about some more companies. Bharat, BPCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. BPCL is mechanical, chemical, electrical, civil, instrumentation. Now you see here Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Indian Oil Corporation Limited recruits engineers, from civil, CS and IT, good. Computer science is also eligible. Computer science has very less number of seats in PSUs. Now, what is the average salary? Again, 24,900. That comes to average CTC here is 11 lakhs per annum. 65% should be there in your degree here per IISc. Power grid, highest salary, 13.95 lakhs. Coal India is the biggest recruitment. Coal India has announced recently that they are going to recruit through GATE examination. Now, ONGC, very high paying salary. They are giving you, and then you need an aggregate of 60% here. So what are these companies? What are these companies? These companies you see here are going to recruit through GATE score. These are some present notifications. This is not the complete list. Still you should expect another 30-40 companies coming up and recruiting through GATE score. This is the latest notification that we are showing you. You should make sure that you score high in GATE. Now let's talk about GATE examination here. GATE exam. GATE examination, as per me, as per the GATE Academy, we think GATE examination is the easiest examination of this country. Trust me, we believe in what we are saying. Now, in case of what is the marks that you should score in GATE? GATE examination is having how many marks? 65 questions. 65 questions are given in GATE. There are two types of questions. One is objective type, other one is fill in the blank type. So 65 questions, 100 marks, 3 hours. This is what is GATE exam. 65 questions, 100 marks, 3 hours is GATE exam. Thank you. Now, there's something interesting here. Out of the 65 questions, 100 marks, you need to at least get approximately around 25 marks to qualify GATE. To qualify GATE, you need 20 marks. You will not get jobs on these 20 marks. No jobs. This 25 marks will not give you jobs. There is no jobs with this 25 marks. You need to have a good score. You need to score high in GATE for getting into public sector unit companies. Now let me tell you stream wise what is the cutoff marks first. Let me talk about this cutoff marks first. Here, in case of electronics, not this. I want to go to the cutoff marks. Let me take you back. Let me come to the cutoff marks first as per the PSU later. First, let us talk about EC. EC is 25.56. Electrical, 25 marks is the cutoff. This is the cutoff marks, huh? This is not the marks for getting into PSU. No. This is the cutoff marks. Mechanical, 28.86. CS, 25. Civil, 26.57. Instrumentation, 25 marks. These are the marks required to qualify GATE. Now, let me show you some examples. Let me show you some figures of last year. Some of the PSUs, some of the public sector units, like HPCL, HPCL, cutoff marks in gate 14 was in electronics 73 marks. Very high marks. 73 marks you need to score out of 100 in case of HPCL. Electrical 58.64. So electrical people are very lucky. You don't need to score very high. Mechanical 68.45 marks. 70.04 for civil. And instrumentation people, the luckiest. You get 44.33 marks out of 100 and you could have got a job in HPCL last year. Now why am I showing you these marks? I've taken few of the example, the cutoff of every company is not available. But I have some cutoff of 4 to 5 companies here. To just give you an idea that what kind of marks are required to get into public sector unit companies. Now let's talk about some other company here. Other than HPCL, suppose let's talk about BPCL, Bharat Petroleum. In BPCL, the cutoff marks was 55 marks out of 100. 55. Electrical, against 55. Mechanical, again 55. What is this BPCL marks? 55 marks, above 55 marks, you get an interview call. So in last year in BPCL, people who got above 55, they got a call. Now let me take example of another PSU here to give you just an idea. BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. What is the cutoff marks here? There is a cutoff score of electronics 822. 822 who got score. What is this gate score? Gate score is little different. You need to understand this gate score as well. Gate score is, you get gate score out of 1000. This is the maximum that you can get. There is a normalization formula based on your marks. You get gate score. People get score from ranging from 0 to 1000. What does your gate score depend upon? Your gate score depend upon what? It depends upon your marks, number of people who sat for the exam, and also how others have performed. That is called average marks. I am sure you can see this. If you are not able to see this, let me read it for you here. The gate score depends upon your marks, number of students who sat for the exam, how others have performed in the exam. That means what is the score of average score. Now, suppose if I am talking about, say I have got a gate score of around 800. Say I've got a gate score of about 800. Let me rub this part here. Let me rub it. Let us talk about gate score a little bit in detail. Say my gate score is 800. That means what is the marks that I should score in gate? What is the marks that I should get out of 100 in gate? So there is no fixed marks. It varies every year. It depends how others are also performing. Now, I can give you an idea. I can give you a guess. I can give you an estimation, an approximation. So out of 100, if your score is around 60 marks, 60 to 65 out of 100, you might get a score of around 800. Right? So, When you're taking up gate, what do you get? You get gate authority gives you what? Gate authority gives you rank. They give you gate score. Third thing, they provide you your marks. These are the three main things that they provide you. And based on these three things, few companies, they call you based on your rank. Few companies call you based on your gate score. But the ultimate agenda is the marks. How much you have to score. That is the ultimate agenda. So, you need to be very careful. If you ask me that how much marks aim should I have to make sure that I qualify gate, to make sure that I get calls from the companies, I would suggest you that you should look for some scoring between 55 marks to 65 marks. This is my dream range. This is my dream range of marks. 55 to 65 marks. Now, it depends upon company to company. But people who are getting a score between 55 to 65 marks out of 100 has a huge probability of getting into calls for PSUs. Now, let us get more, let us get more in, let me talk about some details about
electronics.
Can you just improve big PPT? Now I have another company here, data.
Heavy Electronics Corporation.
HECL, Heavy Electronics Corporation Limited. In this company, you see, last year they called people with a gate score of 674, 720, and 666. So this gives you another idea, what kind of marks that you should score in gate. Now let's talk about some more important stuff here. Some more important stuff here. Can you go back?
This is the last slide.
Yeah, I know. About interview. Let me talk about interview here. Very important part. Interview. In interview, what do they ask? What do they ask? How should you prepare? The first thing, there are two questions that is every time asked in interview. See, you have a gate score. How do you get a job? You get a job with the help of gate score plus interview to get PSU job. This is what is the formula. Right? Now, in interview, there are two things that people generally ask. One is in your project work. And the second part they ask is based on maths or some practical problems. These are the two aspects of interview. In interview, they talk about your project work that you have done in your engineering. They can talk about maths, any of the subjects which you are good at, or they will talk about practical problems. What is a practical problem? If you are good, if you have done well in GATE, then they will ask you, then you can answer all the questions. There are some, interview questions that typically been asked. Some smart questions in mechanical. Let me tell you some example of mechanical. There is a very popular question that is asked every time. They will tell you that there is a room which is insulated. Which is insulated. This is insulated. And there is a fridge here. This is a fridge. What will happen to the temperature of this insulated room when you open the door of the fridge? What will happen to the temperature? You know, this is the electrical cable here with the cable with the wire. Power is going to the fridge, and if you open the fridge, if I open it, what will happen to the temperature? Yes, it will increase. Simple questions. And now, once you say it will increase, they will take the interview into thermodynamics for you. They will start drilling you in this domain. So, they typically ask a question. In electronic students, they generally ask you simple questions like, based on RLC. They drop RC circuit is the most popular question. It's the most popular question for electrical and electronic students. They talk more on RC circuits. They talk about for mechanical civil students, they basically more Bernoulli's. They talk on Bernoulli's. Maybe the spelling is wrong, you check it. But they talk on Bernoulli's principles. So basic things, you need to know basics of subjects. That is what they ask in these practical problems. They have also asked some beautiful questions on fundamental mathematics. On fundamental mathematics, they ask some beautiful questions like, sometimes they ask you about, some facts about integration and differentiation. They also, they talk about, the difference between laminar flow. Very popular question, laminar flow for mechanical and civil students. Lot of questions are asked on laminar flows. Why, they ask these questions? Who are the people who are taking these interviews? They are senior people whose concepts are good. So they know people whose concepts are good will definitely clear the interview. So, and you need to have good presence of mind also. So what I would suggest, if I had to go and attend a PSU interview, what I will do is simple thing. I will make sure I know about my project work. They are going to grill you on the project work. And I will talk about maths, 2-3 topics I will be good at, and I will tell them, sir, I am good in these topics. Please ask me questions in this. They are not looking for people who know huge. They are not looking for people who know a lot of things. They are looking for people who know things, but they know in deep. And I will also make sure that my gate preparation concepts are good, so that all the practical problems they ask on basics, I am able to solve it. Right? Now with this, guys, I have given you an idea of PSUs. I have told you there are 13 PSUs in line, and there is also one thing that there are 252 PSUs, 34 PSUs are recruiting now this year. You can expect another 63 PSU to come in future. Now, my dear friend, the most important information that you should have or keep in your mind is all the PSU jobs are only based on gate 15 scores. Gate 15. Gate 15. What is this gate 15? Means what? That you cannot use gate 14 score. You have to qualify gate 15 to get into these PSUs. You cannot use your old score. You cannot use gate 15 score to apply in gate 16. No, you cannot do that. So the key item is gate 15. Now let me take the questions. I have finished my session here. I want you people to ask me questions. Do you have any doubts? Any questions, sir? The first question is, how can I download this video? This video will be available on YouTube. You can download this video later and answer, and you can see it again and again. Any other questions, my dear friends? I see a question. What is the strategy for last 3 months during the preparation? I see that. Now that strategy is very simple. Last 3 months, solve all the gate questions. Select 5 subjects. Solve all the last 10 years of questions of gate. Most important thing for gate exam. Right? Now, there is somebody who has asked, can 2015 pass outs apply for the state government as well as PSU jobs? Pass out of 2015 are eligible. Yes, they are eligible. They are going to pass out in gate next year, and they should clear the next year gate to make sure that they get jobs in 15. So the answer is yes, you are eligible. Next, tell me, how many marks do I need to get into PSUs? I told you, around 55 to 60 marks. Another question is, all the companies are having vacancies or not? Yes, every company is having vacancies for GATE exam. I see another question that there is a senior person who has asked me here. Let me read the question for you people. The question is there any opportunity for those whose work experience of 5 years and passed their engineering in 5 years back? Yes, it totally depends upon what is your age. What is your age? It depends upon that, and what is your aggregate. If your aggregate is above 60 and you are under that age limit, please take up GATE, qualify, clear, get the job. Now, which subjects are important for GATE? No. Another question I see here is, which subjects are important for GATE? Now, which subjects are important for GATE is, choose 5 of the subjects which you like. For example, when I was preparing for GATE, I chose maths, which is the most important subject. I chose signals and system, analog. I was in electronics and instrumentation. And I chose control systems. And I chose another subject, measurement. I was very good in these subjects. My agenda was very clear. I will not solve 100% of the paper. I will never solve. GATE, I will never solve 100% of the paper. Out of 100, the agenda is to score around 60 to 65 marks. That's it. Select your 5 subjects, last 10 years of paper you need to solve, you will clear GATE. Don't try to complete the syllabus. Never. Never do that. Right? Now, what should be, I want to state that I am having a CGPA of 6. There is another question. Very interesting question here. I want to state that I am having CGPA of above 6. And if I am able to secure a rank, should I expect that I will be in IISc and IIT? Of course. IISc and IIT, if I can get into IISc and IIT with less than 60% of marks in engineering, why can't you? So, I am a very strong believer. Whatever is the CGPA, doesn't matter. GATE can be qualified by any person who is good in 5 subjects. And out of that, 1 subject should be maths. Right? Now, let's look at few more questions here. Somebody is writing PSU gate score is valid for 3 years. Gate, yes. Gate score is valid for 3 years. But in PSU, they look for the latest gate score. They don't look for, gate score which is 2 years old or 1 year old. No. Now, there's a question I saw that, what should I prefer? MTech in IIT or PSU? My personal suggestion, MTech. Very simple. I have a very simple logic. If I have the option of IIT or I have the option of PSU job, it's a very personal question. I will always go for IIT. Why? Because simple. 40 years I have to work. My whole life I have to work. And if I get one opportunity to study from institute like IIT and IISc, I will do it. Because this brand will stick with me for the entire year. For the entire life. And I get much better opportunities in terms of jobs after doing my MTech. Right? Now, somebody is asking me here, that how many hours to prepare for GATE exam? Give your best. Give your best. If you can spend 10 hours per day, spend 10 hours. If you cannot spend 10 hours, you can spend only 2 hours. Smartly spend 2 hours. But you don't have much time. It's hardly 3 to 4 months left. So you need to make sure you spend more and more time. As much time you have towards the GATE preparation. Now, what should be the strategy? I see a question here. What should be the strategy for revision of earlier topics so as to maintain the momentum? Beautiful question. This is a major problem with the students. That they study the subject, but they forget the subject after 2 months. The best trick, the best way that I used to do was, I used to make sure that whatever subject I have done, I keep occasionally every week or every 2 weeks, keep solving 1 or 2 questions from that topic. For example, if I have done maths, let's say, I'm taking an example, I am right now in September and I have done maths, prepared maths. In October, I will do some 10 problems of maths. In November, I will do some 10 problems of maths. In December also, I will do some 10 problems of maths. So that I am making sure that I am not losing on the momentum. Right? I hope you understand my handwriting here. Maths, if I have done in September, then in October I'll solve few problems, November few problems, December few problems. Now there is another question, can I get 60-65 marks be scored in 4 months preparation? Yes. The answer is yes. 100% you can get. 5 subjects, again the theory is simple. 5 subjects, 10 years of GATE question bank. At least solve it. And you should do focused study. You should not just do anything. You should pick and you should know what not to study for GATE. If you are picking a subject, make sure you are doing a very, very focused study. You should not open any book and start studying. Otherwise, you will not be able to finish the syllabus. Right? Aptitude. There is a question that is coming as, what should I do for aptitude? Aptitude is very brilliant subject. 15 marks, 15 marks that you get from aptitude. 15 marks. 15 marks that I get through aptitude. In that 7 marks is maths, is quant, 7 is quant, and 7 marks is English. Leave English. Leave it. If you are not good at English, don't work hard for it. You don't need that marks. Get this 7 or 8 marks of quant, of maths. Very important. Very, very easy question it comes. Very easy questions that comes from what?
Right? All equal.
Right?
Info dedicated.
Now, now I can tell you guys that there is some science, there is some method that I want to talk about here, which will make you feel that how you can score more. Like I will tell you, I can guess some questions. I will tell you I am guessing some questions here. Guessing some questions. How do I guess questions? I'll tell you one guess question. In GATE 2015, I will guess you. Operational amplifier. You know, a question on operational amplifier which will test your virtual ground concept will come in GATE electrical, electronics and instrumentation paper. The question on superposition theorem. The question on superposition theorem will come for electrical, electronics and instrumentation students. The question on static and dynamic friction will come for mechanical students. How can I guess it? Simple. Analyze last 15 years of paper. Analyze last 15 years of paper and you will see there are some concepts which are repeated every time. Focus on those concepts. Focus on those concepts. You will be able to see that your efficiency to score is high. So always do focus study for GATE. You don't have much time and still you can do great. Now I have a question here. To have a direct admission in any IIT, how much rank should I have? Sir, I am computer science student. Which are the PSU and government jobs available for you? My dear student, computer science vacancies in PSU is less. But the good news for you is that computer science MTechs are highly paid. So the best option for you at this stage is crack GATE and get into IIT or IISc. You will score, you will have very good opportunity in terms of jobs. Right? So that is how you should focus on. And you're asking about rank, I don't know, but that varies. But I know marks. To get into IIT, 55 to 60 marks. To get into IISc Bangalore, above 60 marks. You will get into the best of the institutes. Now I see another question. Suppose my GATE score is not good and I got a chance in NIT instead of IIT. Then what should I do? Should I try for next year to take admission? I am 2014 pass out. Interesting question. Which NIT is important? There are 3 NITs which are good. There are 3 NITs which are very good. What are those 3 NITs? Surathkal, Warangal and Trichy. 3 NITs are good. Trichy, Surathkal and Warangal. These 3 are good. If you are not getting admission in these 3, try next year. Because the placement in other NITs are not so great. And if you can get into NIT, that means you have aptitude of scoring high in GATE. Yes. Now guys, we can have a lot of questions. I want you to please post your questions. Next slide. I want you to please post your questions to info@thegateacademy.com. Thank you, and I wish you a lot of luck. There is another question that I will answer it at the last. It has come. Sir, doing coaching is necessary or not? My dear friend, I am telling you one thing very honestly, that if the entire industry if entire students across the country are doing coaching, everybody is reading focused content, everybody is taking a lot of tests, everybody is taking a lot of video lectures, everybody is studying from focused books. And if you are sitting at home and preparing, it is very unfair, because your energy will go in finding out what to study and what not to study. So that is why I feel that in these days of competition, a focused professional training is required for GATE, because it is very competitive. GATE has become very competitive in nature. So that is what is my kind suggestion, that if you take a professional, focused, correct training, the chances for you to qualify GATE is higher. Right? So thank you very much, guys. I will like to wrap up my session. I hope this session was useful to you. I hope this video is available. If you have some more questions, you can mail us at info@thegateacademy.com. You can mail us anytime. You will get complete reply about your answers in detail. Never hesitate to ask questions from us. So I wish you a very good luck, all the best, and lots of enthusiasm in life. Right? Thank you very much.